Hello and welcome to MBC News with me, Raymond Segeni, alongside Savita Wirima, my sign language interpreter tonight. Our top stories. President Chakwera appeals to those elected into various positions at the MCP convention to work hard and remain committed to serving Malawians. Former President Dr. Joyce Banda challenges women in the country to support one another for the country's realization of its vision. And the British government pledges to continue equipping the Department of Climate Change and Meteorological Services with modern equipment. Glad you could join us. President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, who is also president of the Malawi Congress Party, has appealed to those elected into various positions at the MCP convention to work hard and be committed to serving Malawians. Dr. Chakwera was speaking in Lilongwe during the Malawi Congress Party convention. Dr. Chakwera also advised those taking office at this convention to further strengthen the party to ensure it wins the 2025 elections. We have a report by Isaac Jari.
After months of preparations, the Malawi Congress MCP convention is finally here, and Bingu International Convention Center is the setting. Addressing the delegates in the jam-packed auditorium, President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, who is also leader of the Malawi Congress Party, advised delegates to cautiously elect into positions leaders who have the welfare of Malawians at heart and those who would help Malawi Congress MCP win again next year. Dr. Chakwera said Malawi Congress MCP remains strong and poised to win again next year because of the party supporters at the grassroots, and he thanked them for trusting him with the party's leadership. Dr. Chakwera clarified to the delegates that he, as a leader of the Malawi Congress, did not favor or endorse any candidate, saying in an election, delegates have the power to elect those with good character, those who would adhere to the party's four cornerstones, and those who would serve Malawians better. He also deplored the tendency of splashing cash to woo support ahead of the elective conference. Turning to those to take positions, Dr. Chakwera advised them to always put Malawians at heart. For his part, chairperson of the steering committee of the convention, Kezi Msukwa, advised the party supporters to rally behind the president ahead of the next year's polls. He also called on party membership to remain loyal to both the party and Dr. Lazarus Chakwera. During the event, musician Joseph Nkasa stole the show, sending delegates in the auditorium dancing to his new song, Chakwera Delivery, which among other things praises Chakwera for his transformative agenda, which among other achievements has seen power blackouts being a thing of the past, introduction of the mega farms, modern roads, and resumption of the rail transport. The three-day conference continues into the weekend. Isaac Jari, MBC, Lero.
Joseph Gadama, son to former cabinet minister late Aaron Gadama, has hailed President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, who is also Malawi Congress Party president, for recognizing his father's contribution to the growth of the party. Gadama was speaking on the sidelines of the MCP convention in Lilongwe, where Dr. Chakwera hailed Gadama and others for being part and parcel of the party. Gadama also urged those competing in various positions at the convention to assist in consolidating the party in readiness for the 2025 elections. Maisoji Kazula speaks to Gadama.
This is the largest party in Malawi, and it's very democratic in the sense that it's held its convention last time in 2018, and again it's holding its convention this time around in 2024.
Okay, what can be your word to those contesting?
Let's be free and fair. This is, as I said, this is a party which belongs to all Malawians. It's the first party which started the Malawi as a nation. And I would just urge everyone who's contesting to be free and fair, to avoid disrupting anyone. If one wins, let's hug the other one, and it's all good that we all go towards 2025, where we're having the general election, and that's the whole aim is to win the general election in 2025.
The president mentioning you.
A very great honor. Remember, our father was the cabinet minister in then MCP regime, and this time around for our president, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, to just mention our name in front of everyone at the convention, it signifies the welcoming gesture MCP has to everyone who wants to join the party.
Former President Dr. Joyce Banda has urged women in the country to support one another for the country's realization of its vision. Dr. Banda made the remarks at the opening of a two-day conference on women research and leadership underway at the University of Malawi campus in Zomwe. Tesson Magombo has compiled this report read by Blessings Chereuka.
The conference is meant to empower women in research and leadership skills, at the same time providing a platform for women to share their life experiences. Speaking when addressing the audience, former President Dr. Joyce Banda said when women arise together, they can make remarkable achievements and propel the country towards a brighter future. She urged women to lift each other, share knowledge, and celebrate each other's success.
What I'm advocating for is that women should be each other's keeper. I should be concerned if things are not going right in your life. And I must be able to do something about that situation, including sending girls to school. If I have been able to get here, it's because I went to school, but I can also afford to educate my children. But it can't stop there. I must also help others. So I'm encouraging women to make sure that they are not used by men, because sometimes it is men against women through women. You find somebody in your workplace, somebody just hates you, somebody just scandalizes you, and you are sure that there's nothing you and that woman have done to each other or you have fought. When you investigate, you find that maybe a man behind her is using her because he's embarrassed to be seen to be abusing a woman.
On the other hand, Vice Chancellor for the Malawi University of Science and Technology, MUST, Professor Adres Malata, concurred with Dr. Joyce Banda, emphasizing that women must stop looking down upon themselves. Rather, they must see themselves as leaders and champions.
You know, people are able to see what you are able to do, and it's not about degrees. I think you've heard the story from the former head of state. It's not about degrees, but it's your passion for leadership. What difference do you want to make in people's lives? It means when you are a teacher, you work very well. You be very hardworking, you teach very well. Even when you're rising in the ranks in the universities, it means that you will be able to, to do everything with dedication, even at the time you become even a vice chancellor, but also beyond. I also, in my speech, talked a lot about cutting across, not just focusing on education. We're talking about health, we're talking about agriculture, we're talking about, partnerships, we're talking about, water, electricity. So we need to build young women that are in all these sectors so they can actually rise up and get positions. Because remember, if they become a CEO of a company, for example, I'll give Old Mutual CEO is a woman, Mrs. Gia. You can easily partner with her because she's a woman. You can explain what you think you want to do, perhaps in your institution, in a university, but it's because she sits there. And so many times women have to be pushed. What I was saying today is that they need to...
One of the participants, Takondwa Jumbe from the Malawi Broadcasting Corporation, MBC, commended the gesture, saying it will instill confidence and provoke critical thinking among women.
Both of the speakers this morning talked a lot about being seen and being heard. I think that as women, we do indeed tend to hide ourselves. We don't want to be put out there. We don't want anybody to see us. We like to sit in a corner. But I think both of the speakers this morning emphasized the need to make sure you are seen, make sure you're heard, make sure you have a voice in everything that is happening, especially decisions that affect your livelihood, or as mothers and keepers of children, your children's livelihood. So make sure that your voice is there, you are heard. Don't be shy to speak up, even if what you are speaking may not be taken, even if the people you're talking to will not hear you there and then. But one day, that voice that you put out will be heard somewhere and implemented, and you have contributed something to the development of the nation as well as society in general.
The conference is being held under the theme Breaking Barriers, Building the Futures.
The National Planning Commission, NPC, says there is need to build capacity among people and areas being targeted when setting recommendations towards research activities. Head of Research at NPC, Andrew Jamali, made the call in Lilongwe during the annual Southern Region multi-stakeholder dialogue on agriculture. According to Jamali, doing so will enhance action and positive impact in transforming food systems and the agriculture sector in Malawi and Africa in general. More in this report by Lonjezo Msodoka.
The Regional Multi-Stakeholder Dialogue has been organized by the Civil Society Agriculture Network, CISANET, in partnership with the Food, Agriculture and Natural Resources Policy Analysis Network, FUNPAN, with an aim of unearthing challenges and options in addressing food security and food systems in Malawi and Africa as a whole. Head of Research at National Planning Commission, Andrew Jamali, suggested that when coming up with research activities in various areas, including in agriculture, it is crucial to ensure that research teams are multidimensional, empowered and supported for effective results.
We need to know that whatever recommendations we are making are recommendations on things that can be done. A lot of our research, most of our research sometimes, comes up with recommendations that could be not fitting within the context in terms of the capacities of those people that should be doing those kind of things. Now, that's what researchers must be thinking about. When we are coming up with research recommendations, have we looked at the capacities of those people that we are targeting for those kind of recommendations to action those kind of research outputs that we are talking about?
Edwin Muntali is a monitoring and evaluation manager for Civil Society Agriculture Network, CISANET. Muntali said the conference will help to address gaps that have been there in ensuring that Malawi achieves food security, good health and a healthy environment. Muntali therefore encouraged the partnerships in scaling up research outcomes in dealing with existing gaps in agriculture and food systems.
There is an outcry or an observation that our food systems are failing to deliver on health. We produce but not nutritious diets, and our ways of production are leading to other challenges like environmental degradation, pollution and the like.
The 4-day workshop has attracted delegates from various countries in the southern region of Africa. Lonjezo Sodoka, MBC News, Lilongwe.
Government has handed over modern staff houses to Lake Malawi National Park in Mangochi, with a call for the Department of National Parks and Wildlife to strengthen workforce in all protected areas. Minister of Tourism, Vera Kamtukule, who presided over the official handover of the houses to the department, said government recognizes the critical role park rangers play in protecting wildlife and environment, hence the move to provide them with decent accommodation. Owen Mavula with a report.
Under the Malawi government flagship program, Malawi Watershed Services Improvement Project, MWASIP, with support from the World Bank, the Department of National Parks and Wildlife has been engaged in a number of initiatives aimed at taking care of watersheds around its catchment areas at national level. The department managed to trigger a performance-based grant from the project following a successful performance on basic indicators in conserving watersheds. Apart from capacitating its members of staff, the department has constructed modern houses for its members of staff at Lake Malawi National Park in Monkey Bay, Mangochi, as part of ensuring that rangers are being accommodated in decent houses as they discharge their duties. Speaking during official handover of the staff houses, Minister of Tourism Vera Kamtukule expressed optimism that the gesture will go a long way in motivating the staff, hence promoting tourism.
I'm very, very happy today that our rangers have received these houses. So this is just a start. Today we have received 4 houses. We are going to keep Makia, but I would want more houses to be constructed. So I want to thank the World Bank for the massive project that gave us the resources that we have used to construct these modern houses today.
MWASIP technical member for monitoring and evaluation, James Kumwenda, described the Department of National Parks and Wildlife as one of national institutions making an impact in areas of watershed management.
National parks, they managed to trigger the plants after fulfilling some performance-based indicators, which we annually measure them using a scorecard. So we gave them the grant, and among the various initiatives that they are utilizing the grant on was the construction of the houses for the rangers.
In total, the Malawi Watershed Services Improvement Project provided a performance-based grant of about $3 million to the Department of National Parks and Wildlife. Owen Mavula, MBC, Mangochi.
You're watching MBC News with me, Raymond Sekeni, and Savita Wirima is our sign language interpreter. Remember, you can access all MBC digital platforms by scanning the QR code at the top right corner of your TV screen. A reminder of our top stories. President Chakwera appeals to those elected into various positions at the MCP convention to work hard and remain committed to serving Malawians. Former President Dr. Joyce Banda challenges women in the country to support one another for the country's realization of its vision. And the British government pledges to continue equipping the Department of Climate Change and Meteorological Services with modern equipment.
It keeps getting better and better. After successfully opening Maranatha Capital Girls Academy, your request to open Maranatha Capital Boys Academy has come to pass. Welcome to Maranatha Capital Boys Academy, situated 50 kilometers from Lilongwe at Mponela Trading Center. We uphold our promise to produce the best in all students, a perfect diet, a conducive learning environment with dedicated members of staff is what we stand for. Turn that dream into reality by joining Maranatha Capital Boys Academy. Register now while places are still available by contacting us on 0888 993 232, 0993 832 832 and 0991 276 273. Maranatha Private Academy. We set the pace, others follow.
Inava kuti mwagona kuno ndathamanga ndigalimoto. Kutira kuti namva zona kuti kuli maphuzo azaubusa ndeni mafuna zakhe munthu oyamba. Iyayi, a campaign for Christ. Akupangisa maphuziro pa 24 August. Kuno kumzuzu pa Mphaso Motero. Ndipo inuyo mukafuna kukhala oyamba. Mupite ku misonkhano yathu. Ikakhala ku Katoto Secondary School pa 10 August. Nthawi 3 koloko. Komanso ku Gesha pa 13 August. Nthawi 3 koloko. Ku transmitter kwa Luwinga pa 15 August nthawi 3 koloko kukakhalaso azibusa ochokera ku America madrama makwaya komanso akagawa mabhayibhulo aulere. Of course, mumakonda kuyankhula chibwibwi mwakulira mmabampu. Mukafuna kuziwa zambiri imbani manambala awa.
In Malawi, where the rhythm of life beats strong, there's a name that's been a beacon of trust for 7 decades. That name is Old Mutual. For 7 decades, we have stood beside you, weathering storms and celebrating triumphs. Since the opening of our first branch in 1954, we continue to help Malawians achieve their lifetime goals and dreams. 70 years of doing great things with Old Mutual.
Welcome to St. Peter's Private Schools in Mponela, where we prepare our students for the future with excellence, diversity, and innovation. St. Peter's Private Schools in Mponela offers a wide range of academic programs that cater for the interests and abilities of our students. Our teachers are qualified, experienced, and dedicated to helping learners achieve their goals. We have 3 schools under St. Peter's Private Schools. We have a primary school, boys' secondary school, and a girls' secondary school at your disposal. Science and technology are crucial in today's world. We have audio visual learning facilities, state-of-the-art laboratory, and a modern and well-equipped library. At St. Peter's Private Schools in Mponela, we also celebrate our diversity and our culture. we also prepare our students for the next stage of their lives. So what are you waiting for? Join us at St. Peter's Private Schools in Imponela today and discover your potential. St. Peter's Private Schools in Imponela.
Welcome back. Malawi Electoral Commission, MEC, has urged MBC's radio and television drama actors to be impartial when disseminating voter education messages. MEC Commissioner Francis Kasaira made these remarks in Blantyre when he was opening message development training for MBC radio artists and drama producers. Simeon Voici with details.
With the 2025 general elections fast approaching, NICE Public Trust has organized a 2-day workshop to drill MBC soap opera actors on how they can design voter education messages. In his remarks when he was opening the training, MEC Commissioner Francis Kasaila urges the artists to be professional when disseminating election messages through television and radio plays.
The most important aspect that we should bear in our minds is to make sure that the information, the messages that we are disseminating are to the fact, are according to the law, the electoral law. We know that the elections are very emotive, and any misinformation can create serious challenges. It was our plea from the Commission that our artists should be very, very sensitive on the aspect of, one, the language, secondly, the fact that they have to be seen to be neutral. They should not be drumming any message for a specific entity, but they should look at the processes of the elections.
Board chairperson for NICE Public Trust, Lingalieni Mehowa, says arts is one of the powerful components which the organization will use to disseminate voter education messages.
MEC officially launched the election on 2nd August, and they'll be soon doing registration of the voters. It's important for us to find means to expand how we can reach out to people of diverse needs, of diverse interests, and we think that the radio dramatists and artists will be a powerful means of us to be able to reach out to people with content that's packaged in an exciting manner, in a motivating manner, inspiring manner, but also content that is factual to the issues that are obtaining regarding the elections.
One of the participants, Rosemary Malipa, commended NICE Public Trust and MEC for the initiative, which she says will equip them with information for the upcoming general elections next year. Popular soap operas on MBC are Pamajiga, Nzelu Nkupangwa, and Sewelo La Sabata Ino. For MBC News in Blantyre, I am Simeon Boy.
British government says it will continue equipping Malawi with modern equipment so that the country has control on weather forecast amid increased climate shocks affecting the country. British High Commissioner to Malawi, Fiona Ritchie, made the remarks when she toured offices for the Department of Climate Change and Meteorological Services in Blantyre. Charles Pensulo reports.
During the visit, Ritchie commended the department for being accurate in weather forecast, which she said assists in saving people's lives and property. The British High Commissioner cited the forecast on last year's Cyclone Freddy, which she said could have been more disastrous without the prediction.
We already have a great partnership with the Met Office in the UK supporting, providing studio equipment and updating that as necessary. I think it's really great to see this partnership. It's not just about kit, but it's also about contacts and information sharing. And I know that there are other partners supporting the office here today. I think it is really critical that we continue that.
In her remarks, Director for Climate Change and Meteorological Services, Lucent Tiratira, commended Ritchie's visit, saying the department is looking for further collaboration with the British government in as far as weather prediction is concerned. Ntiratira therefore said the department will continue making sure the information on weather update is accurate for informed decisions.
Our work is to inform people, to share messages with people, and more especially also to give warnings. So this equipment is helping us to reach out to as many people as possible, and we'll continue doing our best to make sure that our information is accurate, is perfect for people to utilize it.
The British government has been supporting Malawi's Department of Climate Change and Meteorological Services with new studio equipment and upgrading it for over 20 years. Charles Pensulo, MBC News, Blantyre.
The Kamuzu University of Health Sciences has introduced a Bachelor of Occupational Therapy BOT course. The course is expected to increase the number of occupational therapists in the country. Kumbukani Piri has more in this report.
Malawi currently only has 10 occupational therapists against a population of 18 million people. The introduction of the bachelor's degree in occupational therapy will therefore bridge the gap. Dr. Arux Kamngona is the Executive Dean of the School of Life Sciences and Allied Health Professions at KUHES, and he explains why KUHES has introduced this course.
The total population of Malawi, and you can do the maths, is pretty much one occupational therapist versus 2 million people. And there is a serious gap. And there was also a presentation from the mental health in Zomwe that they only had one occupational therapist who sadly passed on, and may he saw rest in peace, and that gap must be filled. So this is a very important program to have for Malawi this time.
Sally Waboso is head of occupational therapy section at KUHES, and she says she's among the few occupational therapists in Malawi, and the course will create room for more occupational therapists in the country.
There's literally one occupational therapist every 2 million population. Occupational therapy is a vital part of any multidisciplinary team. And the fact that occupational therapy is missing in Malawi, that is a huge gap that needs to be filled.
Masauko Piri was a driver before he lost normal ability of his limbs following a fatal accident he had in 2014. If it were not for the role of occupational therapists, Masauko would still be in a vegetable state. Masauko is now able to do so many things on his own that he couldn't do after the accident. He says the medical attention he received helped him to change his mindset and embrace his new life. 23 students have been selected as the first cohort of the Bachelor of Occupational Therapy at KUHES. Kumbukani Piri, MBC News, Blantyre.
Delegates at the 2024 Malawi Congress Party MCP convention in Lilongwe are voting to elect new office bearers of the party. The development comes after officials of the Malawi Electoral Commission MEC, who are presiding over the elections, dissolved the National Executive Committee of the party in accordance with the constitution of MCP. President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, who is also president of the party, has gone unopposed. It is expected to be a tight race, especially on the positions of Vice President, Secretary General, and the National Spokesperson, among others. Well, that item wraps up this edition of MBC News. A reminder of our top stories before we leave. President Chakwera appeals to those elected into various positions at the MCP convention to work hard and remain committed to serving Malawians. Former President Dr. Joyce Banda challenges women in the country to support one another for the country's realization of its vision. And the British government pledges to continue equipping the Department of Climate Change and Meteorological Services with modern equipment. Well, for more on these and other stories, follow our online platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and our website, mbc.mw. You can as well access all MBC digital platforms by scanning the QR code at the top right corner of your TV screen. I am Raymond Segain, and Savita Wirima was our sign language interpreter tonight. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.